Mahalo for tuning in to Island Focus and joining me in meeting Catherine Payne, Chair of the Hawaii State Board of Education. Aloha, Catherine. Thank you for joining us.
You're most welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Please help us understand the difference between the Board of Education and the Department of Education.
The Board of Education is appointed by the governor, and the chair is also appointed by the governor. We are a policy-making body, and we have the authority to hire and oversee the superintendent.
Where are we right now, besides knowing that the schools are closed and not knowing when they will reopen?
We're in a time where things are changing day by day, sometimes hour by hour, and we have to rebuild a system at the same time that we are moving that system along to support students. I think of my many years in the Department of Education, this is probably the most challenging time that we've ever had because of the unknowns. We want to reform our school system in ways that are different and recognizing the changes of the new century and the future, but this has plummeted us really full speed ahead into making those changes. And the challenge, I think, is to be thoughtful and really continue to keep the student and the care of the students that we have right at the center of the decisions that we make.
There have always been existing underlying issues or circumstances that we've had to deal with the Department of Education, within the department, and it's been adjusting. What are some of those that are really looming forward now?
I think one of the major ones is the concern that we have for having qualified teachers in every single one of our classrooms. We talked about a crisis prior to this. We do not have enough qualified teachers across the state. We are sometimes short 1,000 or more teachers. This situation has accelerated that. We've already lost a number of teachers who are anxious about the possibility of pay cuts. They're concerned because of the skills that are now being required of them to teach online, and they may not feel comfortable with those skills right now. And I worry a lot about who will suffer the most. It will be the children who are already marginalized, who already are below the achievement level we expect, and their ability to access technology, to access broadband connectivity, and their ability to connect individually with a teacher is going to be hampered.
How can we help?
One of the ways that you can help is through advocacy, because I don't believe people fully understand, one, the level of crisis that we are in with respect to our teaching force, and understand the kinds of skills that it takes to support children in the classrooms and online. I think some parents are really beginning to understand as they're doing their homeschooling now that teachers and the skills that teachers have are critical and that are not held by everyone. It requires a level of professionalism that not everybody has. You can't just put a warm body in a classroom. So we need the advocacy to support our teaching force, and that's by making sure the governor understands, that the legislatures understands it, because they will be making decisions that will impact whether we have qualified teachers in our classrooms.
And I imagine this is the same issue across the country. And so your recruitment procedures that we've done before maybe need to be changed as well.
We have been working towards growing more of our own teachers here, and we have some wonderful programs in place with the university and the different colleges in Hawaii. But I think that has to be accelerated. How we think about how we support teachers in this new time, our veteran teachers that may be great teachers but not have some of the skills that are now necessary, and not forgetting that we still have a lot of children, especially in our special needs populations. The classroom environment for them is a more appropriate setting than being at home because of the kinds of needs for their learning that's required. So we're going to have to figure this out. It's very, very challenging.
How are you looking at athletics at the moment?
Looking at athletics in that we've had it on our agenda for the board, but I know that there is a lot of discussion going on, and the athletic programs face the same uncertainty as the broader academic program. there are many factors beyond our control that will make the determination about whether athletics can go forward as they have been in the past, or can they go forward with different modifications, or will we have to stop certain kinds of athletic events simply because the requirements for social distancing are too stringent to allow the sport to happen. We don't know how that's going to go forward. Once again, the decisions that we make will always be with the student at the center of the decision, but it will also be made with the collaboration among the different parties that will impact us. For example, Department of Health is giving us guidance. Nationally, we're getting guidance from the CDC, and we must follow those guidance, advice that we're given, because otherwise we will have even more chaos.
Parting words as we end our conversation today.
I want to be optimistic, but I have to be frank that this is a very challenging time, and I think that we're going to see a lot of suffering before this is over, and we're going to see more children in trauma because of their home situations, and the schools have always been a place where that trauma can be addressed. We're going to see more families that are food insecure, and that affects the children who come to school. And we're going to see a lot of teachers who are very uncertain about their own lives and their own families. And all of this is going to come together in the school setting, and how we as a system of education, and really as a statewide system of care for our citizens, how we manage that and how we support the people who are taking care of our children is going to really define how we come out of this as a society.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Catherine, and we're very reassured that you're there at the helm. I know it's challenging, but thank you very much, and we will look forward to hearing more as the plan and the blueprint and the specifics become known. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've just had the opportunity to meet Catherine Payne, who is the chair of the Hawaiʻi Board of Education. I appreciate you joining us.